Today I'm talking to Ben Smoldon.
Hello, I'm Ben. Great, isn't it?
Ben came up through mini and junior rugby with a promising career in the game ahead of him. Tragically, he broke his neck in a collapsed scrum at just 17 years old. But Ben never turned away from the sport. He went on to serve as a committee member and a team manager at Sutton Coldfield Rugby Club for many years and remains a passionate fan. Now a father to twin boys, both talented rugby players, Ben has a deep personal interest in making the game as safe as possible. So tell me about mental resilience. Do you think that mindset that you have on the pitch, does it stay with you for life? Do you think that you're still a rugby player even though you don't play anymore?
Yeah, I'd say so. Depending on what type of rugby player you are, I think if you're built with that resilient attitude and being brought up and involved maybe as a rugby player or football player or whatever game you go into, I think that you can use that in daily life, just do day-to-day activities, just do everything in life.
So how important is mental resilience?
Mental resilience is vital for me in my life, in what I have to do on a day-to-day activity. In terms of getting up in the morning, my care routine can take between 2 to 4 hours in the morning. Not everyone will see that, no one will know about that, because why would they? Because they're not in it.
And now tell me about your views on injury mitigation.
Injury mitigation, it's a preparation tool, and it's very important in this context in rugby. Any kind of preparation, whether it be for an interview, whether it be for going to work in the morning, having children, you have to prepare if you want there to be a good outcome, and by doing it properly and thoroughly, then you'll have a positive outcome.
And what do you think about flexibility or mobility in rugby? Because sometimes those elements are being laughed at. You just need to be a macho.
Well, macho's bullshit. It's bravado. It's nonsense. By being flexible, agile in movements in rugby. Rugby is a game of physicality, but in fact, it is a game of evasion. And I think that needs to be remembered. To be flexible and agile is very important to try and mitigate any risks that come.
Do you think that these days players take that personal responsibility for getting themselves ready for the game?
You have to take personal responsibility for your health, full stop. I learned from the age of 17 when I had a spinal cord injury that the only person I can rely on is me, and I know what's going on with my body and my health. It is important that I take responsibility if I want a long life, and I had my injury at 17. I'm now 51. I've been in a chair longer than I've been able-bodied. I have to take responsibility. I've got kids, I've got a wife, I've got family, friends, loved ones, people who've supported me all the way through it. It is a responsibility. We have to be responsible for our own health.
How do you think young players should take responsibility for themselves?
Taking ownership, doing those simple things that help to improve you physically and mentally, because so you can deal with all the challenges that are thrown at you.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me about concussions and injuries in rugby.
Yes, it can happen, and it does happen. It's important to try and do what you can to prevent it from happening. It's actually, you're looking after your brain. That is what you're talking about, your brain. This is the thing that tells your legs to move. It tells you when you need to go to the toilet. You can sense, touch, smell things, feel things. It's so important you look after your brain. So you need to do prevention work. It is quite literally a no-brainer.
Tell me about injuries in rugby.
As much as it is primarily an evasion sport, there is contact involved. Like in football, like in hockey, there will be a varying degree of injuries. If you can do whatever you can to prevent injury, then why wouldn't you do it? Why aren't you doing it? You need as many advantages in life to help you to enjoy the things that you love. So if you love doing something and it's only going to lead to you being able to play longer and to enjoy it for longer with your friends, and it's going to look after the organ, the muscle, which is what your brain is, why you're not doing it.
And tell me, what would you say to yourself, 16-year-old?
If my generation had all the tools that the younger generation now have, and I was being encouraged to use it, I would use it.
What would young players need to understand in terms of injuries in rugby? Because there's that conception that there's so many injuries.
You get one body, you get one life. Make the most of your body, make the most of your life. And so do what you can to look after yourself. And if it means playing rugby and doing prevent, then do it.